Good day, everyone.
I was born and raised in Detroit. Growing up there, I saw people like me running things.
This is a courtroom, not a circus, so we're gonna calm down.
I'm sorry.
What I found there was a passion that I didn't know existed.
This is the bottom line.
I'm excited to free fall into the limitless possibilities with we the people. So many are fearful of the law. They think it's something that works against them.
I think you need to begin to accept responsibility for your mistakes.
We are the people.
Lenora Gable claims she hired a professional mourner to praise her deceased brother during his funeral, but the defendant bashed him instead.
All right.
Elliot Mercer says the plaintiff dragged him into court for exposing the truth about her brother.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
You may be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello, thank you, Sean. Good day, everyone. Good day. This is the case of Gable versus Mercer. Miss Gable, you are suing Mr. Mercer for $2,500 for breach of contract. Is that correct?
Correct.
You say the defendant ruined your brother's funeral.
Yes.
The defendant, you say your conscience kicked in and you had to tell the truth.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'll start with you, Miss Gable. Why are you here today?
Well, my brother passed away, and I hired a professional mourner, which has been done from ages. And this young man was an actor. My brother was an upstanding person in the community.
You hired a professional?
Yes, ma'am.
Mourner?
Yes, ma'am.
I've never heard of such. Have you, Sean?
I have heard of it, especially in places like Africa, where they
Yes.
actually hire mourners to go in and mourn for people.
I have never heard of this. Now, I do know when the church folks go over to people's funerals they never knew and never knew nothing about and just go in there and
Yeah.
hoot and holler. It's
Yeah.
similar to that, but you
Yes,
get paid?
yes, ma'am. They don't even know the person, and they can
Okay,
come
so
in.
you hired a professional mourner.
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
Well, he is a friend of my son at the acting school that my son attends. And my brother was a philanthropist, and he gave to that particular school, he gave to hospitals. He was an anonymous philanthropist, and he wanted to keep everything secret. I knew that
And
this
so
young...
you think an anonymous philanthropist wants a professional mourner at their funeral?
Well, this young man was having a hard time, and he was an out-of-work, starving actor. And my son suggested, maybe we could help him out. So I offered to give him $2,500, and he had needed some place to stay. And
$2,500 to go cry at a funeral?
Actually, to give a eulogy.
Now this is where the case gets uncomfortable. Paying someone $2,500 to mourn at a funeral already sounds bizarre to a lot of people, but professional mourning is not completely unheard of historically or culturally. The problem here is not simply that she hired someone to cry or speak. The problem is that she hired an actor to create a public emotional impression about her brother. That is where the judge starts smelling something staged. If the brother was truly beloved and respected, why did the family need to hire someone to play a grieving relative? That question hangs over the entire case. Viewers, be honest, is this just a paid performance at a service, or is it emotional manipulation dressed up as tribute?
To uplift my brother.
So to give the eulogy.
And to do and greet and the mourning people and
Okay.
And the people at the he was an outstanding person in the community.
You said that. So now tell me why you made the decision to hire a professional mourner when your brother was already an outstanding person in the community.
Well, he didn't have any children, and I had went to one of the plays of this young man at my son's. And my son suggested, he told me a little bit about him, that he was kind of down and out and didn't have a job. And
Are we talking about Mr. Mercer?
Mr. Mercer.
So, Mr. Mercer, were you down and out and didn't have a job?
Yes, Your Honor. I was down and out, and I did not have a job.
You're an actor?
Yes.
So, you got a call saying we need an actor for a role. This is to be a mourner, or had you been a mourner before?
I had never been a mourner prior to this, Your Honor.
So how did you think this job came to you?
Okay, so Your Honor, she told the truth about a few things. I am an actor, and I am, what people would call broke. So I might take unusual jobs from time to time, but I'm not a criminal. and I'm not a liar.
All right.
But
were you hired to be a criminal or a liar? You were hired to just go in there and hoot and holler, right?
Not even. I was hired in there to speak highly of Mr. Arthur Gable.
So you were basically hired no different than a person who comes to do a eulogy that didn't know the person either.
Absolutely.
So is that what a professional mourner does? Or I'm trying to understand, how does that differ from, say, a person or a speaker or a pastor who may not have been familiar with the person, but is giving like a love offering or a fee to come and conduct the service?
Yes, yes.
Why is this sounding so sketchy? Is it sketchy, or am I missing something?
Yeah, and I thought it was sketchy too, but I was down on my luck at the time.
So who called you?
Well, they showed up to my one-man play.
Who showed up?
A few people. It's a very intimate black box theater, so it's intimate, not many people.
But was Ms. Gable there?
She was there and her son was there, and I imagine her son, yes, he told her my situation, and she said that she had something that she wanted to propose to me because she wanted to help me out.
And what did they propose?
Well, she said that I have something for you, $2,500, if you can come and just be a mourner at my brother's funeral.
So you went there to offer him $2,500 to mourn?
No, we didn't go there. We just went to see his play. This is before my son.
Okay, well, how did the idea come about? You know what? I'm gonna get him to come be the mourner.
Well, the idea actually came out about a month after we had seen the play.
All right.
And my brother hadn't passed.
Coming up.
So I have a great question. Did you say, I'm gonna give you your money back because I'm not comfortable with this?
I didn't say that.
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake. We're back with the case of Lenora Gable, who brought Elliot Mercer to court for breach of contract.
Why did you decide to hire Mr. Mercer to be a professional mourner? Was it because there was no one to eulogize your brother?
We did have speakers, and they was more professional speakers.
So why did you hire him?
And as far as someone actually mourning him, and my son actually suggested it, and he was supposed to be...
And he's not here today to say why?
No.
Mr.
This moment changes the tone of the entire case. Mercer says he was not hired just to mourn. He believes he was hired to clean up the image of a dead man. That is a huge accusation. If true, it means the funeral performance was not about honoring someone naturally, it was about controlling the narrative. But the court still needs evidence, not just suspicion. Mercer cannot simply say, "I felt something was off," and expect that to erase the contract. At the same time, Miss Gable is struggling to explain why this professional mourner was necessary in the first place. The judge is pushing both sides into a corner. Was this a legitimate eulogy arrangement, or was this a cover story with a paycheck attached?
Mercer.
Your Honor.
Why do you think you were hired to be a professional mourner?
To clean up the image of a dead man.
All right, to clean up the image of a dead man. And what image was this?
Well, when I took this offer, Your Honor, I honestly did think I was speaking good and truthful of the man. So we get to the service. I am there doing what I was paid to do. I was a mourner.
Eulogize?
Yeah. Well, we hadn't got to the eulogy yet, Your Honor. The eulogy is where everything took a big turn.
You were just in there talking about...
I was pulling out tissues for people, patting people on the back, hugging them, letting them know how much of a great person that we are greatly going to miss. I was hired as a nephew, a mourner and a long-lost nephew or a nephew, whatever. I was a nephew.
Mr. Mercer, can you tell me, when you were hired, what was your understanding of your role?
My understanding was that I was honoring a philanthropist who was misunderstood. That's what I was told.
And then what happened? Did you get in there and do that?
I got in there and I did that up until the eulogy.
So then what happened?
She pulled me to the side. We went in the side room real quick and she gave me a box. She said, "You the actor, you know what to do, yada, yada, yada. But these are his things, these are his valuables. Get familiar with them." Then she left. She left me to
Get familiar with his valuables?
His valuables, that was supposed to be keepsakes of some sort.
What's the problem with that? You had been hired.
And then we were all good, Your Honor.
And we had a contract.
And then what happened?
Well, as I dug into this box that she handed me, and I got evidence.
I
have evidence.
You weren't supposed to go into that. You're supposed to do your job.
Your Honor, as I went into the keepsake box, and she wanted me to talk about the good things, but it wasn't all good in this box here.
But it wasn't.
It was a bunch of insurance policies.
One at a time.
It was a bunch of insurance policies taken out on some of the elderly people that were there at the service.
What?
That I grew up with some of these people that were at the service. That's the thing. She didn't know I knew. I knew some of these people. Like,
there were insurance policies
taken out on elderly people because this man was betting on their deaths, and ironically, he just beat them to it.
But what does that have to do with you being hired as an actor to be a professional mourner?
Well, I just couldn't keep going on with that lie right there, and especially if some of the elderly people were there, if they're looking up there and realize that might be my next stop, they could die tomorrow. And guess what? The last lie is going to be the one I told them I can't do it, Your Honor. I cannot
so
do
you
it.
felt like you had uncovered something sinister and illegal.
The people that he took policies out on,
but they were all in the audience.
They were there.
But he's dead now, so what is it gonna do?
Y'all are at the wrong funeral.
So you were ready to eulogize a man you didn't know for $2,500.
When I thought we were just telling the truth and just good things, and it was actual.
When you thought he really was a philanthropist and a good man, and they just needed somebody to act that out.
For 5 minutes.
But once you found out that he might not have been a great man, then you didn't want to do it anymore. So I have a great question. Did you say, I'm going to give you your money back because I'm not comfortable with this?
No, I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't.
Now we're getting to why we're here.
I didn't say that.
So
this is the turning point for Mercer's defense, and honestly, it hurts him badly. The judge asks the obvious question: if your conscience would not let you continue, why did you not offer the money back? He says he did not. That answer matters because it makes his position look selective. He was uncomfortable enough to expose the deceased publicly, but not uncomfortable enough to refund the $2,500 he had been paid to perform. That weakens the moral stand argument. A cleaner move would have been to stop, privately tell Miss Gable he could not continue, and return all or part of the payment. Instead, he kept the money and changed the performance into a public accusation. That is where morality starts looking very convenient.
You decided, I don't want to do this anymore because I am not feeling like this is appropriate, because I'm seeing things that doesn't add up to him being this great community figure.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, not only am I acting, I'm lying.
Actively lying right now in the service, yes.
In the service.
Yes.
The acting part wasn't a lie. You acting like you knew him wasn't a lie enough. This was a lie on a lie. A double lie.
Yes.
A lie to the second power. Did you give her any of her money back once you decided you can't finish up the mourning?
I'm going to tell you what, Your Honor, I did not give her the money back, but I have evidence that shows why I shouldn't give her the money back anyway.
That money go.
Let me go through this evidence. I'm scared. I'm scared. I've never been scared to look at the evidence in my life. I'm scared to see what the contract looked like. The professional mourner contract states, subject to the terms and conditions of this agreement, all right, the contractor agrees if they accept employment, blah, 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 you'll commence the duty on the 9th of August. You're hired as a professional mourner. Do a 5-minute eulogy, and you will play the part of the deceased nephew and will remain in character as long as you're in the presence of other guests. You'll receive the sum of $2,500 payable by bank transfer. So the fee was $2,500. You sent it in advance. You didn't say half now, half when you get done fake mourning. No. I'm just gonna give it all to you now. And don't know him from the man in the hat.
I know him from my son.
You just know him from your son. Okay.
Coming up.
So, Mr. Mercer, once you decided that you don't feel like your conscience would allow you to do the job that you accepted full payment for, why is it that you didn't walk over to Miss Gable and just say, yeah, excuse me, I am feeling compelled to not do this?
You're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake. We're back with the case of Lenora Gable, who brought Elliot Mercer to court for breach of contract.
So, Mr. Mercer, when you got there and you started looking through these things, what did you see?
I seen where he was taking insurance policies out on some of the elderly people that were in the audience for his own service.
So you found that he was taking insurance policies out on other people?
Yes, and I went through it. It was all good. I tried to do the eulogy, Your Honor. I did. I gave her about 2 minutes, and then
Your Honor, we have a tape.
All right, let me see this tape, please.
You can tell Mr. Gable meant something because this room is full. Folks called him a good man. And here's what I can't ignore. I found out he wasn't just helping people. He was buying insurance policies off elders and making money off folks when they were grieving and tired.
Oh, my goodness.
So I can't finish this lie. And before you ask, no, I'm not family. I'm an actor. I was hired to play a nephew.
My goodness.
But I'm not playing stupid.
So
The tape is devastating because it confirms Mercer did not simply refuse to continue. He used the eulogy platform to reveal that he was not family and to accuse the deceased of profiting from insurance policies connected to elderly people. From a drama standpoint, it is explosive. From a legal standpoint, it is a problem. Even if Mercer believed he was telling the truth, he was not hired to conduct an investigation or make a public disclosure at the funeral. The judge is looking at whether he breached the contract, and that video shows he did. The audience may sympathize with him for not wanting to lie, but sympathy does not automatically erase liability. Ask yourself, would you call him brave, reckless, or both?
Mr. Mercer, once you decided that you don't feel like your conscience would allow you to do the job that you accepted full payment for, why is it that you didn't walk over to Ms. Gable and just say, yeah, excuse me, I am feeling compelled to not do this. I know I've been here for this amount. I'll return all of your money, this part of your money. We can talk about it later, but I can't give a eulogy.
That's what I tried to tell
you. Why would you stand up there then and pretty much out
He just
these
wanted
secrets?
to show my brother off. I don't know, he just had an instinct, a moralistic passion that came over him that he wanted to decide to spill the beans and say the wrong derogatory thing against a contract that we had agreed upon. I told you, no secrets.
Coming up.
I'm wrong for realizing that I did wrong and pointing out somebody wrong.
No.
You come and
where you're wrong, both of you are wrong.
You're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake. We're back with the case of Lenora Gable, who brought Elliot Mercer to court for breach of contract.
But you gave him to them.
I just had him look over.
You gave it to him. He perused through. He saw it. You gave it to him.
But
at the end of the day,
nosy to dig deeper, and to make up his own assumptions.
I'm going your brother's box deeper than you go in.
You weren't even supposed to go up there then. If you wasn't going to say
you
the
had
nice
me
thing,
go up there. What do you mean? You handed me the box. You told me to read into the stuff and get familiar with it, and you didn't know what was in the bottom of the box.
I handed it to you so you can get a little glimpse, 5 minutes glimpses of it, but you dig it.
So I know more about your brother's box than you, right?
You're the crook and you're the liar.
All right, that's good. I'm the crook and I'm the liar, Your Honor, but I sat there and told the truth.
You ain't no better than my brother.
I'm the crook and I'm the liar, but I told the truth. I just don't understand how I'm in here right now.
You can't keep a secret.
Some
people hurt you for that.
Listen, I'm wrong for realizing that I did wrong and pointing out somebody wrong.
No.
You come and
where you're wrong, both of you are wrong. But where you're really wrong is you accepted payment to be an actor.
Yes.
You were paid to play a role.
Yes.
That role you did not fulfill completely. You did the first part, but then when it came to the eulogy, you didn't just agree not to do the eulogy. You then decided to then tell all of the deceased. Miss Gable, just give me a minute.
Okay.
You didn't just to not decide to do the eulogy. You actually spoke ill of the dead. You didn't know him well enough to even speak on that.
But I knew people were there.
It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. And if you needed to have private conversations with the people there after a eulogy, you do that. You did not fulfill your role. Now, Ms. Gable, when you paid him for two things, a eulogy and also a meet and greet. Sounds like he did the meet and greet part, but unfortunately, the eulogy just overrode the entire sentiment of the meet and greet.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People returns.
Here, Judge Lake lays out the ruling logic almost perfectly. Mercer was paid to act. He did part of the job, but he did not complete the core obligation, the eulogy. Worse, he did not merely fail to give a positive eulogy, he gave the opposite. He spoke ill of the deceased in front of the mourners and exposed family drama in the most painful setting possible. But the judge also makes it clear that Miss Gable is not innocent in the broader mess. She tried to manufacture mourning, create a staged nephew, and produce a funeral image instead of letting grief be authentic. Legally, Mercer breached. Practically, Miss Gable helped build the stage for the
You're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake.
In the future, I think you should allow whatever the sentiment is for a person who has passed on to be organic and authentic. When you start trying to produce pain and produce people mourning, you end up with situations like this. This, to me, did not honor your brother. You sacrificed your brother's name in the name of a spectacle because you set this up to be able to happen by giving him your brother's private things. Sound like to me, you wanted to produce the funeral of the century and you wanted to make sure it was enough hooting and hollering and running around and you could fall out and do all of your things. And this was not about honoring your brother. This went entirely too far, but you did have an agreement, and Mr. Mercer not only didn't live up to it, he basically destroyed your brother's name in the process, but that's on you too. Judging for the plaintiff for $2,500, court is adjourned.
All right.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $2,500.
So here is the professional breakdown. Lenora Gable hired Elliot Mercer for $2,500 to act as a professional mourner, play a family role, greet guests, and deliver a positive eulogy for her brother. Mercer accepted the payment and began the job, but after reviewing personal materials, he claimed he discovered troubling insurance policies involving elderly people at the funeral. Instead of stopping privately or returning the money, he publicly exposed what he found during the service and admitted he was an actor, not family. Judge Lauren Lake ruled that Mercer breached the contract because he failed to complete the agreed performance and damaged the purpose of the funeral service. But she also warned Miss Gable that manufacturing grief and staging emotional authenticity created the conditions for this disaster. Final ruling, the plaintiff wins $2,500. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.